Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello YouTube and welcome to The Real Siberius. This episode is going to be a little bit different. When I first started this channel, I had an idea of what I wanted it to be, and my very first video reflected that idea. It was the LeBron James fanboy excuse checklist. I still stand by that checklist. Every single time I hear a fanboy, they just check off each one because they don't have unique ideas. They don't have their own perspective. They just regurgitate what they heard sports media talking head say. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about my new impression of what I would like this channel to be. I still want to talk about basketball. Basketball is something that I love, but it's not the only thing that I love. For the vast majority of my life, I've been on a path of personal growth and improvement. And before my accident in 2023, I was in a dark, dark place. My dad had died a few years earlier. My dog had died, and I had lost my lust for life, and I kind of withdrew into my own world, alienating my wife, my friends, and ultimately myself. I wasn't brave enough or strong enough at the time to face my issues, to confront my demons, to process my emotions, to face my anger. And so I just withdrew and isolated within myself. And it was destroying my relationship with my wife. It was destroying my relationship with my stepchildren. It was destroying all of my relationships. And then on July 30th, 2023, on the first day of my vacation in 4 years, I fell down the stairs in our home. I suffered 3 traumatic brain injuries. I had a third of my skull removed and spent 3 weeks in the hospital. The crazy thing is that trauma knocked some sense into me. It was absolutely a near-death experience. For all intents and purposes, I should have died. After I fell, the ambulance showed up within minutes. However, the hospital that I was taken to was not a trauma center, and they were unable to treat my injuries. I had given myself 2 traumatic brain injuries, but because I didn't receive surgery until 3.5 hours after my accident, the brain bleed on the right side and on the left side created so much pressure in my skull that it created a third traumatic brain injury in the center of my brain. Now, I'm not a neurologist, but from my understanding, the center of your brain is what tells you to breathe, is what tells your heart to beat. It's what regulates your emotion. It's what processes endorphins. And that was the most significantly damaged part of my brain. And there were significant repercussions to that injury, but there were also substantial gifts. When I was going through all of this and processing how to use my new brain that was damaged, I learned a lot of things. I really had to push and test my brain until it was extremely uncomfortable. I had to do all sorts of puzzles. I had to play really complex video games. I had to learn hand-eye coordination again. I just had to train my brain to do things differently. I remember I was sitting down with my stepson and we were playing a puzzle game, and I was really, really bad at it. I didn't have the ability to process logic and reason to figure out the simple solutions that were right in front of me. Now, the game is meant to be complicated. It's not meant to be super easy to figure out, but it took me a lot longer than it would take a normal person in order to solve some of these puzzles. What was interesting about this, and the reason why I bring it up, is because as I continued to push myself and make myself more uncomfortable, the easier it started to get. So I would complete a level, I would start at the next level, it would be extremely frustrating. I'm not even sure if what I felt was real, but I genuinely felt like I could feel my brain rewiring. I don't know if that's placebo. I don't know if it was in my mind. My brain was still healing at that point, so I don't know if that's what I felt. But I could feel my brain detouring around the injured areas and creating new pathways to accomplish old goals, if that makes sense at all. It was really uncomfortable. It was really painful, and it was super exhausting. I would play a game for 30 minutes to an hour, and I'd be sweating. I hadn't moved, but my brain would hurt, and I would be sweating from the mental exertion of what I was trying to do. I keep trying to remember the name of the game that I was playing. I think it was called Cocoon, and it's just a puzzle game on Xbox Live, but it really helped recover my brain. The other game that I played was Cuphead. Man, that game hurt my brain. I had a hard time with that game before I messed up my brain, but I just kept playing it and playing it and playing it and playing it, and it hurt. It physically hurt my brain to play it. It was so frustrating and so challenging that it caused physical discomfort. But I just kept doing it. I had to push myself and push myself and push myself so I could be better. And now, I don't know, almost 2 years later, I still have to continue to do so. I just have to do it in different ways. My brain will never be the same. I don't think the same. I don't reason the same. I don't process emotion the same. I can't remember the same. My attention to detail isn't the same. My ability to recall information is not the same. My brain is different in every single way. And that may sound harsh. It may sound devastating. And in some ways it is. But the reality is, if I didn't go through that experience, if I didn't experience that trauma, if I didn't know what it's like to have part of your skull removed and have to wear a helmet to protect your brain under the skin, this channel wouldn't exist. And the simple reason for that is I would not have had the courage to do this. I wanted to do this for years, but I didn't have the balls. But after facing what I have faced and enduring what I have endured, and quite frankly, fucking up every single aspect of my life, from my relationship, to my job, to my home, to myself, I had to rebuild myself. I had to tear myself down completely until I was a shamble and a mess, so I could rebuild myself new and stronger and better and more committed and less afraid. And it sucked, God, that it happened. I think if you have the right eyes and the right perspective, anything can be a gift. You just have to be willing to see it for what it is and for what it can be. And I'm sure that this will piss a number of people off, but I think trauma can be a gift. If I hadn't experienced what I had, I wouldn't be the better person that I am now, the stronger person that I am now, the more committed person I am now. I didn't have the self-confidence, the courage, and the tenacity to talk in front of a microphone and post it on YouTube. I couldn't have done it. I tried it before and I failed. And I failed. And I failed. I would even record videos, but I just didn't have the courage to post them, because what if somebody didn't like what I posted? What if they mocked what I posted? What if they made fun of me for what I posted? All of that's still very possible now. It's just that after what I've gone through, I wouldn't care. And this is actually where the point of this video comes in. Self-confidence. How do you have self-confidence without developing an ego? How do you have self-confidence and remain humble? I think part of that is you can be confident in yourself, but still have the ability and the desire to grow and to change and to be better. I think ego comes in when you think there's no room to improve, when you think you're perfect, when your intentions become narcissistic and not in service of others or in service of a greater good. The decisions that I made that led me here were extremely selfish. I walked out on my marriage, on my stepkids, on my mother-in-law, on my family, and I did it because I hated myself. I hated myself so much. I never contemplated suicide, but I absolutely reached a point that I understood. I got to such a dark place that I didn't think I could get out of, that I finally understood why people think that's the solution. But a permanent solution to temporary problems, that's not resolution, that's termination. And that wasn't acceptable, because part of the reason why I was so selfish is because I knew I could get better. I knew I could improve. I knew I had it within me to be strong, to carry on, to persevere. I just had to do it on my own. I had to show myself I could do it on my own. I don't think my wife will ever hear this video. If she did, or if she does, I just hope she knows I didn't do it because of her. I did it because of myself. And even though it may sound like horse shit, I did it for her also. I was broken. I didn't leave, and I didn't put myself in a situation that I had to deal with all of this on my own. I don't think it would have got done. Not because I wouldn't have wanted to, but because I would have continued to be weak. I would have continued to use her as a crutch. And because she loved me as much as she wouldn't want to, I think she would have allowed me to. I can't take it back. I wish I could do things differently. I wish I could have found a more constructive and positive way to deal with the hate and conflict within me. I didn't know how. I don't like to use my brain injuries as excuses for anything. But the reality is, it's the reason for a lot of things. I won't use it to escape blame. I won't use it to escape accountability. I made my decisions. Regardless of how my brain functions, I had the thoughts, I put them into action, and I initiated that change. I have to accept that. But it's true that my brain is damaged. I don't process things the way that I used to. I still have impulse control issues. I still have difficulties processing my emotion. That's just the reality of my brain now. Now, what does this have to do with anything? I don't know. But I know, especially now in this moment, there are a lot of people that have a lot of struggles, and you probably feel alone. You probably feel detached. You probably feel rejected. And it's easy. It's so easy to get caught and to go down that hole and to get stuck. I've done it. I did it. But the one thing that I've always had is a fuck you attitude. I've experienced so much trauma in my life and had so many things happen to me that could easily be taken in a negative light, but I won't give up. I'm going to keep striving to be better. I'm going to keep striving to be stronger. I'm going to keep striving to change myself. So hopefully when the next challenge comes, I'm more equipped to deal with it, to respond to it, to embrace it. So I can hopefully, regardless of whatever that circumstance or situation is, I can make the best of it. And that's all I can hope for anyone that hears this video or listens to this audio. There's not a lot of video going on right now. Maybe one day, but not today. It's my goal, my hope to inspire. If you're struggling, if you're hurting, if you're alone, if you're afraid, to hopefully instill within you a fuck you attitude, so you don't give up, so you don't give in, And so you continue to strive to make yourself better, to make your situation better, so you can be better. And hopefully, when you're in a better place, in a better state of mind, in a better situation, you can help the next person that's struggling behind you and help them to carry on and push forward. We live in a very negative time. Our country is divided, regardless of which side you're on. It doesn't feel great. There's a line from one of my favorite Megadeth songs, and it says, "A country that's divided surely will not stand." And it's true. But given the media machine that surrounds us everywhere, on our phones, on our computers, in the news, on social media, everything is set up to divide us. And the reality is, who gives a shit what side you're on? We're all still human beings. We all still want to connect. We want to love. We want to be loved. And that sounds like some hippie stuff, but if so, I'm all for it. Hate resolves nothing. Like I've talked about in previous videos, especially the ones about the problems with the modern NBA, when I made the video about 10 ways to solve the problems in the NBA, I specifically mentioned if you're not trying to fix the problem, you're a part of it. If you're not offering solutions for resolution, or at least a voice of reason, you're a part of the problem. I don't want to be a part of the problem. I don't have the answers. I have a fucked up brain. Certainly people don't need to come looking at me or to me for ways to fix the problem in our world. I have no idea. I'm struggling with fixing the problems in my own world, so my hands are full. But I at least want to be a positive beacon. If one person that's struggling hears this and feels inspired, then it was all worth it. Everybody else could hate the video and give it a thumbs down or unsubscribe. But if one person got the message that I was trying to deliver, then it's all absolutely worth it. I'm not making these videos for fame or fortune, because the reality is neither of them are ever going to come to pass. I do it because these are things that I'm passionate about, so I want to do it. But I also do it because there have been times where I needed help. And I have an excellent support system around me. I have a lot of people that have faith in me and give me strength. But sometimes the biggest help I ever got were from people I've never met in my life. I had posted on Reddit under Roast Me after I had my brain put back in and my skin had healed up a little bit. And it was hilarious. I'm a glutton. I loved it when people were just absolutely hammering me. I've done Roast Me a few times and I thought it was absolutely hilarious every time. But then I did Toast Me. Everyone had such positive things to say. But there was one individual, and I won't say their name because I don't know if they would want me to, but they read through my post history. They dug into things that I had posted on, my comments, my responses, and they made an extremely thoughtful post that was personal, that was inspiring, that was genuine about what a cool person that they thought I was, that they didn't think I had a negative bone in my body, that despite what I've been through, my perseverance and my unwillingness to give up gave them hope. I still have never met this person. We exchanged a few words back and forth in the comments, but I don't even know if they know how much that comment meant to me, and they're just a stranger. Sometimes it's more impactful when you hear it from a stranger, because I think we all so easily dismiss the positive things that people say to us or about us. Or another thing I've noticed is people don't say those positive things enough. One thing that I got from my dad throughout his life, throughout my life, before he died, was he always told me he was proud of me. Sometimes for the dumbest shit. He would say, oh, I'm so proud of, that, that you and your wife keep your house so clean and it's so organized and it looks so nice. And I'm like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Or I told him that, I bought a new pair of shoes, or I bought a new album, or anything that I said, anything that I did, he constantly told me he was proud of me. So to honor him, I tell everyone that I know that I'm proud of them, because I know that would make him happy. And I know that he would be proud of me for doing it. It's crazy getting emotional talking into a microphone. But this means a lot to me. I've been trying to find a way since my accident to help people, because so many people helped me as I've been going through all of this. The doctors, the nurses, the neurologists, my psychiatrist, my friends, my family, strangers. We all need someone sometimes, and admitting that and accepting that help isn't weakness. Refusing to accept it is. This is turning into a long video, but I hope beyond hope that even one person that hears this will hear what I have to say, and it will give them strength or inspire them, or they can share it with somebody who they think needs to hear it. That would make my day, my week, my month, my year, my decade. I started writing a book about going through this whole experience, and I haven't given up on writing the book, but I'm not a particularly great writer. It's still something that I struggle with, but I wanted to find a way to still share, because I think this book is going to take a while. And I hope this YouTube channel does it. I know that this video has nothing to do with sports. It has nothing to do with basketball, and it has everything to do with life. But without life, there is no sports or basketball. So you got to find a balance. Hope we can find that balance together. I hope that we can take this journey together. And as always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me with your takes, with your perspective, with your humor. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV. All of your guys' content inspires me to create my own content, to up my game, because I'll be fucked if somebody's going to be better than me. And I just want to say thank you. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.